What is up, guys? This is MaxKill4, and today I'm be covering a PvP guide for you guys that are new to PvP, or if you're just looking to improve on PvP. So first thing we're gonna talk about is the good old resources. So if you look at my bottom right over here, the manpower, we got DP and we got CP. All right, so the manpower is gonna be at a constant rate. You start with 200, and you're slowly ticking up. There's a chart breakdown, but essentially you get more manpower based on how much CP you have. You have less CP, which is basically your pop cap. Then you get more manpower. If you have a ton of CP, you're maxed out CP, you're not going to get much income, okay? So this income goes up to about 4,500 is set for most games, and that'll continue to increase until about it's about the 40-minute mark, and then that's when your income slacks off, okay? So you're basically increasing, or not increasing, but keeping income coming in at a rate of 1.7, and then in addition, you'll have more income coming in if you have a lower CP rate. So it's in your best interest to try to be aggressive as possible and start to reinforce these positions. Next, you have DP points, which are your Doctrine points, right? Doctrine points is going to be your bottom right dudes over here. You have tier 1, which comes out at 5 minutes in. Tells you a timer, a minute 20 to be able to be used. Tier 2, which comes at 15 minutes in. And tier 3, which comes in at 25 minutes in. These are going to be your best tanks, right? So these ones are going to be lighter vehicles, medium vehicles, and these are going to be your heavier tanks and heavy howitzers. So just keep that in mind. You only have 200. This one costs 100 DP. This costs 60 DP. This costs 30. So we could add up, get those, but we wouldn't be able to get any of these ones that we want. So that's kind of not cool. So then you would have 60, 70, 80, 90, and you'd have 190. So you'd only be able to spend 10 more. So you get 2 command cards. So just always be thinking about that. Don't just randomly buy these. You want to be thinking about and planning out what you want to buy with your doctrine and have a doctrine plan of what you want to do. Or you can react to what the enemy does. If you don't like being super aggressive and you want to be playing more reactive, then that is a method as well. So initially, what you want to start off with is you have, like, say you have these, as Americans, you have these recon squads or you have these armored riflemen. Hopefully I'll start with the armored riflemen for this doctrine. Send these guys up. You can do one of two things. This is domination mode. So domination mode has it so you have HQ here, enemy HQ here, and then you can fortify your HQ, or you can go into this point over here. What I recommend is trying to contest the points. You still want to have people to defend, but you want to move up aggressively. Use the individuals and like a rifleman here too. Rifleman or two around. Cover your positions, okay? Cover your positions. Spread them out a little bit so you guys can cover your flanks. A lot of people, what they don't want to do is they want to focus in one spot, but they don't cover their flanks. As you can see, we get all these guys spread out and we can cover our flanks. Next, go ahead and take your guys. It's nice to be split them in half. If there's a point like, say there's a point like this one over here that doesn't have much cover, what you can do is go ahead, go into your inventory, find a foxhole, hold shift, and then make sure you face your foxholes to where the enemy most likely is coming from. Build a whole bunch of foxholes, and then you're good to go. Then you guys will have defensive positions. I highly recommend you guys build foxholes and space them out so that way you guys aren't getting killed by artillery that gets called in. Now, as you can see, if you capture these ones, you get an ammo crate, and you get a certain amount of points, which is pretty cool. It helps you win the game on domination. Domination mode is usually quicker than lasts longer than battle zones. Battle zones simply consist of, so there's a point here, there's a point here, there's a point here. There's 3 like roughly equal points, and you guys gotta contest and fight over them. Usually one's closer to your side, one's closer to their side, but you guys gotta fight over the points. They're usually bigger than these. I'll show you guys in the next video. But you gotta fight over those points and secure them. Alright, next thing I want to talk about is your good old, make sure you're spreading out your infantry. As I've shown you, it is, these guys are being spread out. And now, as you can see, I can actually see my flanks. What you can do is hold fire on these guys, have them go ahead and get down in a bush, hide over here. Now they're on hold fire. They won't fire unless they see somebody.
Ready to go, sir.
But if they do see someone, then they're going to be good. You can cover your flank. And covering your flank is very important because if someone sneaks an anti-tank while through here, where's he at? Someone sneaks an anti-tank team car on the side of the map and it gets behind you, kills your tank as it spawns, so it's going to be a bad day for you and you're just going to be salty. So
yes, sir.
Make sure that does not happen to you. Once again, make sure you guys if you have your guys just sitting out here in the open, make sure you build a foxhole because it's really going to help them out in surviving, okay? Next thing I want to talk about is signing these hotkeys down the bottom. All right. So how you do this is you go into your inventory.
Ready,
Okay?
sir.
Inventory. And then you're gonna go ahead and all the options you want to use, you can right click on them. You can drag them over to your display and then put them as a quick access one. I like to do is F1 for grenades because we have the squad. The squad is ready. The hotkey for grenades is to throw grenades. But instead of actually going in there, going to your attack and then throwing grenades, which is gonna take forever, all I have is this one is F1 is my hotkey, and I see this. I can usually either click this or press F1, call and throw just a whole bunch of grenades. Look at all these grenades these guys are flying off. This is how the people are throwing off so many grenades like this. If you want to dominate multiplayer games, you're not going to be able to do it if you're just throwing one grenade at a time. Now, you can also do this in direct mode. So, like, I have mouse 4 as my assignment. When I throw grenades in direct mode, make sure that you cook your grenades. So basically, you just hold the left mouse click, see the timer going off. It's cooking your grenade. So that way, grenade lands right on someone, blows up. Because normally, if you throw a grenade, sometimes if people have decent micro, they can get out of there. But if you throw a grenade and you keep a timer, then be useful for taking out guys behind cover. For normally throwing grenades, though, I would recommend just throwing them because it's not going to be super effective. If you're trying to micro all of them and then your whole squads are dying on the other side of the map. So make sure you guys are doing what makes sense, using common sense, right? Next thing I have on here is anti-tank grenades, just going down it. Anti-personnel, anti-tank grenades. We have smoke grenades, which smoke grenades are extremely important for. Say you're getting assaulted, there's an enemy machine gun coming up. Make sure you guys utilize some smoke, get down, then hold fire when you get down.
Any orders, sir?
And you're gonna be able to be hidden by the smoke, and you won't. If you engage, you pretty much negate your smoke. So that's just why you don't want to do that. In addition, I have my bazookas on here because, like, hey, you're in the town and you want to create a breach on one of these buildings. You press F4 on one of these buildings. They're gonna take their bazooka and they're gonna fire it at that building and make a breach to go in that building. So that's a pretty cool thing you can do. I like to do it. Or if I just want to tell them to kill a tank, F5. You can tell them to just attack. If you want someone to just attack something, for that. Almost created a breach. But now you can shoot into that building, which is pretty cool. You can see the entire building now. And you can throw grenades through there, so that's pretty cool. On our part, clear out the whole building because there's a hole in it. So F5 for attack, F6 for the attack ground. So if you want to attack a specific area, or have suppression fire, shift S, or just suppress your machine guns. Maybe I got a bunch of enemies coming down this way. You want to just generally suppress that area. Make sure you're using that too. It's very important. Just healing, because you want to heal your guys. If you're not healing your guys, you're going to lose engagements very quickly. And I have mines, minesweeper, because front lines you need minesweepers. Repairs for my vehicles, and then I got getting out of vehicles. Then for my engineers and for my regular units, I have digging trenches or digging small foxholes, which is the one I'm using most. Hold shift, I click this, then I face, and then we're good to go. As you can see, they're all digging their foxholes, and they'll get in their foxholes once they are complete, and we'll be good to go. So make sure you guys are using this hotkey, because these could save you quite a bit of time versus me going in here, holding shift, dig. Pretty crazy how long that takes. So make sure you guys are taking advantage of these hotkeys. Alright, as you can see, in battle zones you will have 3 roughly equal points. Now this map, we have the main point that's usually being fought over, which is in the center. And then we have the side points. This one has one with a little bit of dip in the middle, like you can hide troops pretty easily. And then another little hill right here that you can fight over as well. The main point is going to be the center point. So what you're going to do is, you have 200 points to start with. What you want to do is get one of these dudes. Typically, I'll go with a nice little grenadier squad if I'm playing the Germans. I'll get them up there. I'm going to get a machine gun attachment as well to help me out so I can push in. And then, let's see. Maybe I want to wait for my next ones, guys. Or maybe I'll just send a rifleman because I know they're probably not going to go to this point. I'll send him up here. Get a nice little defensive position ready. Then I'll send another rifleman over here, see what they're going to do on this point, and I'll send another rifleman over here. Go ahead and get over on this point. That way, I already have my flanks generally secured if anything's fishy trying to go on, and then I can scout out where I want to attack next. Meanwhile, these guys are coming in. I'm gonna usually break off the machine gun, put him somewhere that he can overwatch. Make sure you break off the AG as well, usually the guy right beside the machine gun. And then you want to start moving these guys a little bit around. Nothing too crazy. You can do cool things at the beginning, like so. Got this guy coming in. Right off the rip, you say you have anti-tank, but you don't think that you can use your anti-tank right off the rip because the enemy is not here, but he's got a building that definitely favors him. So what I'm gonna do, so he can't hide guys inside the building, I just blew up in this building. This building now is becoming almost useless for him. Now since maybe he has no vehicles, as I'm pushing up,
Geht's los?
I really want to negate this building, so now I'm going to fire a second one. Cool little things you can do. Obviously, they don't take cost that much to do. I can just press my squad, press F4, make it easy. And this one, obviously, the shot's not always going to be the best. And this one took out part of the roof versus me taking out part of the wall here. So make sure you aim it if you want to. But now we have all this open area that we can easily throw grenades in. We can easily take out any enemies that are hiding in there. Trying to hide an officer in there. He's gonna have a bad day. Pretty cool little things that you can do. Make sure you guys are spreading out your dudes. Then make sure you guys are getting down, because if you're in the prone, if you're fighting up here, you're gonna die really quickly. And if you're running up to someone and while they're shooting, you're definitely gonna die. So make sure you move your guys up, then make sure you put them down. Constantly be moving your guys up, making sure that they have ammo. Another cheeky little thing you can do is get these little points. See these little foxholes, you can get them inside the edge of the point. And then if you're fighting over a point, but you have a relatively safe zone, you can call an officer, because these guys have cap weight. So he calls 125, but he has a cap weight basically. He's pretty much equal to a squad being in the point, maybe a little bit more. So it's pretty cool to have him. Yeah, he's good for binoculars, but what you want to use him for is to hold that cap weight on the points, especially when it comes down to the ones that you really need. Help you behead point. Just be aware that his safety is always a risk. Generally, I would put him in a foxhole rather than like hiding in a building or something. You never know if the enemy's gonna come up here with a flamethrower or something. That could be a bad day. You also want to make sure that you're applying pressure on at least one of these points at minimum. Okay, so say hey, maybe the enemy's pushing you out of this point, push you out of this point, and then you push out of this point. You want to put pressure on at least one point. You don't know, maybe you don't know which one you want to do, but you have scouts out here. You have scouts out here. Look around. See what is the enemy doing. You can even put him on hold fire so he doesn't fire away. But now you're seeing what the enemy is doing, and you don't have to actually attack different places. What you can also do is have these guys crawl up during the game, trying to get some more visibility. And then you can have visibility behind the enemy lines. Have him back somewhere like here. You can see everything that he's calling in. Okay, hey, he's got a tank coming in at this time. That's pretty cool. Good to know. It's more effective if you could do that with recon dudes, but recon guys can get more expensive. As the game goes on, you're going to want to use more expensive infantry, because these cheaper infantry right now, they only have a little bit of health, like 150, versus these tier 3. As you can see, 1, 2, and 3. These tier 3 infantry are going to be very effective and have a huge health pool. And as you can see, most of these guys have STGs and MG42, so they're going to excel in close quarters combat, and that's what you want for this map, center area. But for your officer, so if you're officer in the points, you want to hold fire, throw him down inside the point, and he's just going to stay there till the end of time, or until a Russian comes out there and machine guns him out of there. And that's what you want to do. But once again, like I said, make sure you have a plan. As you can see, they got 30, 35, and 10 with supply officers that can call in artillery. Call in the ammo points coming in. And you can also get a grill, which is an excellent artillery piece, where you can get the, like a pack wagon Puma or a recon plane. One costs 5, 45, and 85. Now, if you spend anything pretty much over 5, you're not going to be able to get the Carl Garage, okay? Because that costs 105. Same with the 17 centimeters. So if you buy this, if you buy any of these first 3, not any of these first 3, but if you buy over 95 points, you're not going to be able to get these bad boys. So we get anything we want on here. However, if we go for the grill, we're not going to be able to afford pretty much this we're gonna go for the Yak Tiger. So that's something to keep in mind. So I could get the Supply Officer, could get the Grill, but then I'd have to be in 95, so I'd have to get, these would be my max ones I couldn't get. So if you want to use that Yak Tiger, make sure you're really checking your prices accordingly, making sure that you have enough room to actually use it. Personally, my favorites for this one is the 234 because this thing is quick as hell. And can even dominate T-34s and sure heat rounds. Now, keep in mind, it only has a small range. Compared to other tanks, only has like 170 range. That is annoying with the heat rounds, but it is also great in infantry support, and it can take out pretty much any medium that it encounters. So that's pretty cool. Just make sure you guys keep that in mind. I would not recommend you guys buy EP tanks. Obviously, or excuse me, manpower tanks. Now these cost quite a bit. Ideally, you might be in a pinch. Something that you could buy that might make sense is maybe I want to get a Mark because that's only 525, or Yak Panzer, Hetzer, or Stug, right? These ones aren't super expensive. Stu is also a good choice because it's 600 manpower, but it has heat rounds, just like that, just like this bad boy. But it's a 105 with heat rounds, so it's bigger than 75. So that thing can really take out pretty much anything that's not a heavy tank. Pretty cool about him. Now for the actual lighter vehicles, I do recommend using this. I don't like using the bike because it blows up and dies a lot. Some people like to use the coupe wagons, especially for fun. You can hold on. Usually mess up people pretty bad, but it's high risk, high reward because of this guy's being killed, ambushed by a machine gun. They're gonna die. Like machine gun's like right here, pops out of the bush. These guys, they're both dead. Now you just lost the coupe wagon. Other good ones you can buy, these transport ones you don't really need. Half tracks are really cheap. It's only 110, and that's 3 towing capacity, so it can really tow pretty much any gun. It carries an MG42, which is pretty nice. One of my favorites to get is that one. Then you can also get the 221, which has just basically a rotating machine gun. Can be effective if you get this thing behind the lines. Start shooting behind. Be very effective. I like to use it sometimes. Run over it. Pretty effective. But anything over machine guns can pretty much kill this thing. So that's you have to worry about for that one. In addition, the Opal Blitz with 2 centimeters, pretty good. You just have to use that at range. And in addition, 2221 and 231 are really good. Just make sure you utilize those guys at distance as well. But hope this guide helped you. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you on the next one.